Okay. I believe I am live. Yep, looks like it. Howdy how, everybody. Hope you're all doing good. Yeah, I'm back at work. Putting together our good Castellan Evandor Garrius. Been a while since I did a painting stream or anything like that. And after today at work, I would be very, very happy, man, to just relax a bit. Sit back with a nice miniature. Enjoy the painting process. Yes. That sounds brilliant to me. Not gonna lie, these last 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks have been pain in the ass. Okay, so my plan today with the miniature is, well, I think I'm gonna be able to glue the head on now, which would be nice. I also think, might be bold of me to say, but I think I might be able to put the cape on as well. We'll definitely have to see about that. But actually, before I get too far ahead of myself, let me grab both those components. Doo-doo-doo. Alright, so the head is pretty much all done. I've done all the washes I really want to do on it. I think I might tap that cross right there on the head with a little bit of Nuln Oil, but outside of that, it's pretty all set. Pretty all set. So I'm going to set the head down there. The big thing on the cape left to do is I got to do the the circle around the Imperial Fist. Got to hit that with white. And then, not Nightbean. Hey-yo! Check the Discord. Why? I have unfortunately learned you play Imperial Fist and Horus Heresy. Well, I don't. So that is incorrect. Thus, your opinion must be discarded as GW random number generator decided your legion would be the strongest, and I spit upon your... Sorry, I skipped a line. And would get all the characters in Horus Heresy 2.0. I spit upon your house and all your descendants. Well, the funny part is again, that's not correct. Funny, but it's not correct. No, I play Blood Angels. This is a commission for somebody else. This is a commission I'm painting on behalf of my buddy Caboose. He likes to he likes to hire me to do commissions, and he's actually hired me to do a couple. So I'm kind of behind on him. But this is for the good guy, my good buddy Caboose. Blood Angels base. Yeah, I play Blood Angels. So that's actually kind of extra funny for me because you thought I played. Don't get me wrong, I love Imperial Fist, and they were my first choice for the Horus Heresy 2.0, but I ended up going with Blood Angels instead because I liked Sanguinius more. So you are wrong, good sir, but funny. Alrighty, so I'm gonna eyeball over the miniature real quick and see if there's anything else I need to base coat. Probably should base coat that hand a bit more, because just doing the metallics I think is a little boring. Man, I could get away with that, I think. But nah, hit up a couple more of those wires, do something unique there. Hey Zoid, welcome to stream.
Brother, I'm headless here.
You're not headless, it's over there. Yeah, we're definitely going to be able to put that on today. Yeah, the big thing I also got to get to is I got to do the base. Now, I'm thinking about just doing a basic dirt color for, well, the dirt. But for the guy in the ground, which, by the way, unintentionally, but that looks like a really nice glow effect. But, that again, that's kind of unintentional. But this guy is on the ground, dead, getting stomped. That's going to be an Iron Warriors, fittingly enough. By request of the Commissioner. Alright. And I think I'm going to go for like a dark brown for the fur here. And then I'll do a dry brush of like a light brown. Warsmith Thanatos, welcome to stream. Good to know if for painting if corpses underfoot. Play Iron Hands? That's okay. I feel bad for your I feel bad for your boss man. I feel bad for your boss man. He didn't keep his head on straight. Everyone told him not to lose his head. He didn't listen. Someone told him heads would roll. Okay, I'll stop. For now. I'll keep going later. Yeah, I will agree with that. Protorabo is a man-child. Abso-fucking-lutely. Har har. I could keep going. I have more. But I'll be nice and I'll stop. Alright, so first off, I think I'm going to hit this first and foremost. Just to get it out of the way, because I'll forget if I don't. So let me finish that circle of white there, and then we're gonna hit up the bear fur, the animal fur. I'm gonna hit the animal fur. Boom. But first things first. Need my fine point. There's my fine point. Excess. Yeah. Asmo, you need to be pun-ished. Ah! 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 We're all going to hell. I do gotta say, I've been making more puns lately, so I don't know what that means. My humor is starting to turn into dad humor, and I'm not a dad, so that's a terrifying sign. Perhaps one of my exes is pregnant and didn't tell me. God, I shouldn't even joke about that. Zinch will hear me and I'll get a phone call tomorrow. Hey, by the way. It's like, no, shut up. Don't say anything. Ignorance is bliss. Nah, but yeah. Jokes aside, though, I would like to be a dad. Maybe that's it. Maybe I'm hankering for dadhood, so I'm starting to make dad jokes. Because I'm a weirdo. There we go. Any more puns and you will incur pun debt. Oh, pundit. Okay. That one took a second for my wee little brain. So how's everybody else doing today? Everybody been having a good 24 hours? Everybody having a good Monday? I went to work today and it was a long day. It was a long day because it was like 90 degrees out. And though I know there's like places that get way hotter. Keep in mind I'm going Fahrenheit. I'm American. We use real numbers in calculations. The rest of the world is just faking with their metric system and their Celsius. What weirdos. What, you telling me the freezing temperatures is the mark for 0 degrees? Pff. Pff, at you, I say. Yeah, but oh, fuck, hit the purple. That's okay. I will make corrections later. But yeah, it was a long day because it was super, super hot. Otherwise, it was pretty good. I mean, everybody at my work was there. I mean, a coworker last week got stung by a bunch of hornets, and he went to the hospital. So we weren't sure if we'd see him today. But yeah, he was there, and he was like, "Yeah, those things did a number on me." I'm like, "Oh, how many times did they sting you, Phil?" And he went, "Oh, 10 times." 10 times? Oh yeah, one of them even got me right behind the ear, which apparently is connected to some nerves, and that's what caused me to be like, lose my lunch and all that. So it was a real awkward day. Like, it's one way to put it. I'll tell you this, that guy's built like a tank, though. He shrugged that shit off. Has anybody ever heard of the Sugandez? The Sugandese nuts? There are gonna be people tuning into this stream, gonna hear one of these puns and be like, alright, I'm out. We're gonna chase away the normies with puns. My brother, beast. Good. Over 100 degrees Fahrenheit here. Jesus. As I said on Discord, I am finally watching the VODs of your Hogwarts Legacy show. That was a while ago, but thank you. Hope you enjoy. That was a weirdly fun game, but I will say it gave you zero reason to replay it. But that being said, you know, replayability is not the biggest thing that determines like whether a game is good or not to me. It's in the time I invested, did I feel like it was worth the money I asked for, and for Hogwarts Legacy, yeah, it was pretty worth it. My biggest worry was it was gonna feel too much like a Disney like kiddie game. Like I was getting like a lot of those vibes. And don't get me wrong, it's Hogwarts, it's Harry Potter, it's a kids game, it's a kids universe and game. So I wouldn't have necessarily like faulted it for that. But it actually did a pretty good job at striking a balance between, you know, that whimsical childlike thing and then also giving something for like people who are a little older to attach to. It didn't overdo the child whimsy. It did it just right while also giving adult whimsy. And I don't mean that in a weird way. Adult whimsy. I feel like that's a euphemism of some kind. Currently 89 there. How is it hotter where I am at? It's 90 degrees. Well, it's dropping right now because it's almost nighttime. So it is dropping temperature right now. But how 89 there? It was 90 here during the day. Was it 90 at least or above 90 earlier in your day, Paris? You live in a much hotter climate than me. I feel weird about this. By the way, 10 people watching, but only 2 likes. Come on, guys. I don't really care, but you know, if you enjoy the stream, if you enjoy watching, leave a like. I appreciate it. Always helps out in the algorithm. That might have sounded like I did that intentionally. I didn't. I literally just choked on my words. Algorithm. I'm just a little fucked up. Don't mind me. Gotta reset the old vocal organs. It's hotter down in the valley proper. Ah, okay. Wait, I thought heat rise. Well, I guess if it's coming from the sun, it doesn't rise. It's piercing downward. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I don't know exactly all the laws of thermodynamics, especially in regards to the sunlight. Fuck. Sorry, I nicked the purple again. I don't think I was that angled. Well, I'd say it was, but what the fuck? Great, I gotta do corrective painting now. Always fun to do. Always fun to do. Yeah, these last few days have been interesting, haven't they, though? I guess that's kind of an understatement. I am glad last week is now over, though. That was horrible. I'm not going to talk about it in detail, but I just want to, like, vocalize it. I'm happy this week is happening, is the point. Last week was long. I'll leave it at that. Last week was long. We are starting anew. We are beginning a new journey with a new week. And we will find positivity. Or victims. Victims in positivity. The Imperial way. Last week bad, this week good. Yeah. Hopefully. Keep the faith. I do my best. A lot of city at the base of the valley also collects a lot of the heat, but higher you go, the cooler it gets. I live kind of up in the foothills. Okay, so you're in a bit more of an elevated, cooler area. Fair enough. Alright, where's my purple? There's normal purple, there's royal purple. Royal purple, that's the one I was using. Well, for anyone wondering what paints I use Blehor's model colors. Mostly from the game set, but a couple like the royal purple. Speaking of, I actually got to get more royal purple because I've almost used all mine. Which feels weird to say because I got quite a bit of it. It is 90 and humid down here in CT. Is that Connecticut? Connecticut? Cincinnati? I can't remember what CT is abbreviation for. Lady Runesong, welcome, lass. How are you doing? Hope you're having a good week so far. Hope Monday is starting off strong. You hate humidity. You would hate being here right now, then. Because it being 90 degrees is one thing, but it rains like crazy here. Like, we have like a 90 degree day, then it rains all night. We wake up and it's humid as fuck, and that repeats the whole summer. Thankfully, it's not supposed to rain tonight, but it is supposed to rain tomorrow. By the way, one thing I'd like to mention 40k related. I recently started listening to the Caiaphas Cain, Caiaphas Cain. I think that's proper pronunciation. The Caiaphas Cain books. That was a novel series I haven't gotten into because mainly my books of choice for lore for 40k have always been the Horus Heresy and Siege of Terra books. That's been like my lore bread and butter with a couple of, side books like Mark of Faith or Death Watch. There's a couple books on the side I've definitely gotten into. But for like a notable or popular series, it's mainly just been Horus Heresy and Siege of Terra. So I haven't really properly read through the Caiaphas Cain books. Most of the time when I did lore research for lore videos, if I looked at anything related to Caiaphas Cain, it was usually via Lexiconum or the wiki, or just asking around for people who had read the books and to kind of fill in my gaps. But but on the recommendation of the good Lord Metalman, it's pretty freaking good. Pretty good. I'm literally for those who've seen the Super Base World episode, I brought that good man on. He basically narrated the first half of the book I'm listening to. As I was listening to it, because I have it on audiobook while I'm at work, and I'm putting wax on the floors, or I'm grinding the old wax off the floors. And I'm cleaning around the building, and we're doing a bunch of repairs, and we're also doing yard work. So I'm just moving around, and I'm listening to the book. And the first half was, well, I guess it wasn't the first half of the book, more like the first sixth or fifth of the book. But I'm listening to it, and I'm like, this is literally the shit that he described to me. But it's less cool because it doesn't have his Scottish accent. I'm not gonna lie. For once, I thought my friend sounded more interesting narrating events to me than the official audiobook of something. Lord Metal sounded far more engaging. It's the accent, I'm telling you that. That and the enthusiasm, obviously. Lord Metal Man brought so much enthusiasm to, narrating it to me. But I'm just listening to the British accent of the audiobook VA, and I'm thinking, he's doing a damn good job. But what would make this better? What would make me pay another $30? If I could get Lord Metal Man to transcribe the whole goddamn book in his accent. I don't even care if he can do the fucking voice acting. By the way, according to the YouTube date tracking stuff on the TV app, Hogwarts Legacy was a year ago now. My videos or the game release? Because it was the game release, Wasn't it 2 years ago now? If it feels like forever ago. Alright, so where's my brown? Is that my brown? I mean, that's Mornframe brown, but it's not the brown I wanted. Where's Vallejo Beastie Brown? Ah, there it is. I'm not gonna lie, sometimes when you're shaking a paint bottle, it can sound filthy. Maybe that's just my immature brain, though. Alright. It's properly shaken, not stirred. There we go. Sometimes I do it like that, yeah. To let it be known, Asmogan thinks that the Caiaphas Cain books would be superior if read in a Scottish accent. That wasn't the accent I was just mimicking. I just did a posh mimicry of a British accent, but regardless. Alright, so let me apply the brown. Your videos. Ah, okay, my videos. Yep. I had fun with Hogwarts Legacy, like I said. It was a good game. I grew up with like the Harry Potter books. My parents used to read them to me and I read them myself. Then obviously when the movies were coming out, I watched the movies. Fun fact, I watched the movies after reading the books. Yeah, I fell in love with the novels as a kid. I didn't become what do they call them? What's the nickname for like? It's not potheads. That can't be right. But what's the nickname for like Harry Potter nerds? I'm sure they got something. Before anyone does it, it's not virgins. That may be what they are, but that isn't the nickname. I know I'm gonna get some shit for that, but it's funny. Potards. I mean, that's definitely a nickname that some of them have earned. Poshua. Trying to think of like what the actual one is though. Like unironically, what is the nickname? Because every like fan community has like nicknames, right? Except for the 40k community. I don't think we have like one conclusive nickname for us. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I wouldn't imagine so, anyway. That's Miss Potard to you, Bean. Okay, Lady Runesong, what's your favorite house? I feel like I can guess it. Actually, before I look at the chat, before you respond, I'm gonna go with Hufflepuff. You may choose Slytherin, but I'm gonna say that where you belong is Hufflepuff. We're all Warhammers in 40k, just a bunch of tools. We are. Absolutely. Hufflepuff is base, they just wanted to grill and chill. It's true. That is true. They get a lot of shit. But unironically. Slytherin. I knew it. But unlike you, I actually have been sorted into Slytherin. Which is funny, because well, the thing is, I do think like, personality-wise, I am kind of ambitious. Well, I gotta double check, like, all of the traits. But I know it's, like, ambition and something else. People would say, oh, evil? But no, it's not, like, one of the official things. It's, like, ambition or something. But I remember reading the traits, and I'm like, yeah, that sounds like me. But if I recall correctly, I've always felt like that's where I, like, would be sorted. But I would have always preferred to have been Ravenclaw. Because I'm a bit of a nerd. I like to study. I like to do well. I like to excel. But at the same time, like, now that I'm older, if I genuinely had to say, I wouldn't want to be in this house, but I think I'd be in the house regardless, personality-wise. It'd probably be Hufflepuff. I'm a bit of a big buyer of love. I like people and I like things to work out. I'm an asshole though, so I definitely belong in Slytherin, but I feel like a Hufflepuff on the inside. I'm an asshole on the outside, but I'm a gentle giant on the inside. Not really, but I can feel that way. I always find it funny though. Whenever I call myself an asshole, everyone around me is like, dude, you're not an asshole. You're actually a really cool guy. But then when I don't call myself an asshole, everyone around me is like, dude, you're a total douche. It's like, pick one. Am I an asshole or not? It can't just be when I say it that you disagree. Trying to be very careful not to hit the purple here. I like the way the house is described when it's not inhabited by elitists and evildoers. People forget that a lot of Slytherin kids helped in the final battle. In the movies or in the books? I can't remember in the movies, but I've read the books very thoroughly. Not many, if at all. Like I know that J.K. Rowling like retconned that in like an interview a few years after the books came out, but in the book itself, I don't recall any of like the Slytherins being there and helping out. I'm not gonna start a fight with you about like I don't care enough to, but I'm just saying like in my memory, I don't know about the movies, but for sure in the books, I'm pretty sure nada. I think that's one of J.K. Rowling's like biggest weaknesses is, well, outside of retconning her own shit outside of the books, but like within the books, she seems to regret that she made such a blanketed evil faction of the Slytherins. She acts like they are morally gray, like since then, but she wrote them pretty clear cut. Like, if you look in the books, just the books, mind you, not even like the movies, and you look for a good Slytherin. Now, people usually jump to, oh, Snape. Yeah, but in the books, he's actually a dick. Like throughout the books, he is a total cocksucker. Well, like he's a force against Harry in most of the books. Yes, he is helping him a lot of the time, but he does it while making him as miserable as he can along the way. He hates Harry by like within the books. He's an ass. Like the movie, like I think a lot of people like remember the movies and like remember because the movies really like believe it or not, tamed Snape down. Like they made him much nicer. To be fair, it's Alan Rickman. Come on, you got to make that guy charming as fuck, you know, with that sultry voice. I think making them more neutral aside from named characters is good change. I think that's a good change, but the thing is she should have done that while writing the books, not like after the fact. You know? And I think like the Hogwarts Legacy game, to kind of like trickle it back to that, did a pretty good job with that. Credit where it is due. Like it did a good job of being like, okay, well they're not like pure evil. They're attached to like the pure evil dude, like Slytherin, but they themselves aren't necessarily all bad. Just saying J.K. Rowling didn't do that in her own books. But anyway, this is a 40k channel. We're talking way too much about Harry Potter. Unless anyone else wants to chime in and not just me and Lady Rune's song. This is going to turn into a very one-sided, well, not one-sided, but only two-sided conversation. I think all the houses were represented in the defense of Hogwarts of the books. I mean, if you want to count the Death Eaters representing Slytherin, then yes. But as far as I recall from the books, I mean, it might be like in one little line here of like, oh, this Slytherin chick, she helped out here. But in terms of like a focus or any kind of detailed description, it's not there. Like I read the books numerous times growing up, and I have technically read them quote unquote recently. If you talk about the grand scheme of my life, I reread the books 2 years ago. Don't ask me why. I didn't really have much of a motivation outside of I just felt like it, and I reread them, and in the final battle, there's like nothing for the Slytherins. Now again, I don't know if the movie is different. The movie might have been like, yeah, the Slytherins are right there, but for the books, they were all sent away or left on their own accord anyway. Wait, no, didn't in the movies actually? No, they also kicked them out because I know in the books that essentially happened, but in the movie, didn't like McGonagall be like, "Yo, get the fuck out, you bitches." So obviously not saying that verbatim, but effectively. What is an evil Hufflepuff? An evil Hufflepuff. I do not. I don't know. It's that. It. Oh, I know what it is. A nice guy. You guys know what I mean. That guy who's like, why won't the girls go out with me? I'm such a nice guy. Oh, really? Well, how did you ask the last girl out? Well, I told her, like, if she didn't, I'd kill myself. Like, come on. That guy. That's an evil Hufflepuff. I dare any of you to disagree. Please. Tell me I'm wrong. Are you a first timer? In regards to what? Painting? Nah, this is not my first time at all. You've been here on previous painting streams, you weirdo. An evil Hufflepuff. That guy who takes your food in the pantry doesn't tell you and never owns up to it. And that's another version. I think mine's more more accurate, but yeah, that works too. It's less villainy though, and more like trolly, I guess. Hello, Havoc. Welcome to stream. Evening to you too, my good lad. Also, to comment on authors, Tolkien lamented how the orcs were just evil. Like they needed to be too evil. They needed to be too evil, and they were used by Sauron, but he lamented how one-dimensional they seemed. I mean, they were. I don't know if that's true. I've never seen anything in regards to Tolkien lamenting how he portrayed the orcs. I mean, if you got a source for that, by all means share it. But as far as I know, he didn't have a problem with that. And regardless if he lamented it or not, I mean, at the end of the day, he wrote it, and they are one-dimensional. In this new Space Jam movie, LeBron James is a Hufflepuff. Good, he belongs there. Wait, what? Wait, why is Harry Potter stuff being mentioned in a Space Jam movie? Better question. Why did you watch the new Space Jams movie? Why? So many bad decisions. I ask if you're a first timer to Harry Potter. No. Pretty distinctly no. I read the books before the movies came out, and then I watched all the movies. I haven't rewatched the movies in years, but I've reread the books several times. And there's plenty of things you can shit on J.K. Rowling. We're gonna talk about this forever, aren't we? I'm gonna move on. Move on. I was gonna say something, but it's gonna keep the Harry Potter conversation going forever. There we go. Come on, apply the brown. Add the mocha. Come on and slam, and welcome to. Oh, fuck you. Don't you put the songs in my head. For a 40k question, which loyalist versus traitor battle do you really want to see in a hypothetical future book written by someone sane? Which loyalist versus traitor battle do? So when you say loyalist and traitor, that's not just Space Marines and Chaos Space Marines. We're going like full anything in the Imperium versus anything on Chaos. Is that it, or do you want me to narrow the scope to Space Marines? Sorry to get coffee random, but has anyone had Bones coffee? Bones with a Z. I have not, and I don't drink coffee. So I feel I am the wrong person to ask about that. Personally, I am not a coffee drinker. Granted, it'd be better if I was, because what I drink instead is, well, utter shit. It'd be better for me if I drank coffee, to be honest. But no, I don't drink coffee. Too better. Which is funny, considering my alcohol choice is vodka and whiskey. And rum. And one time Hennessy, but we're not going to go into that. Let me drop that. Watch how I hold it. Sit that down for a moment. There we are. Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
Glorious.
There we are. There's also a lot of furries for some. For what? You went to a fan expo and you stayed for lots of 40k cosplayers. Was it ironic furries? Like a bunch of Black Templar cosplayers were pretending to beat the fuck out of them? Or was it like unironic furries? Notice how furries tend to be gender benders. So if I see a female fur, I don't notice this. I'm glad you're keeping track for all of us. Space Marines. Ah, okay. Space Marines specifically. Probably. No, that's probably. I think that's actually been done. Probably a couple times. Now, what's one that I haven't seen that would like to be seen? Hmm. I'd like to see the White Templars versus... White Templars versus Death Guard. Both for aesthetic reasons, but also because I think that A would be a good way to like introduce the White Templars into a more like iconic story. Because as far as like iconic stories they're involved in, I'm not sure. But yeah, White Templars versus Death Guard. I feel like that would be a fun matchup, and one I don't think I've seen off the top of my head. Then again, for what the fuck I know, maybe that has happened. Tell us why White Templars. Well, because Black Templars has been done to death, and they're my favorite faction. But White Templars. Put up their wiki so I didn't misquote. But not the wiki, the lexiconum. I don't trust the wiki. Lexiconum. I can tell if the lexiconum's been edited, by the way. I've seen these pages too many times. So the White Templars are a chapter of Space Marines. Duh. They are stoic and relentless in the persecution of their foes. For a time, they were thought to be Imperiofist successors, but recent administratum discoveries have thrown doubt on that claim. The White Templars have been shaken by this revelation and have launched a crusade to discover the truth. So they're kind of like the Black Templars with an identity crisis, with a little bit more emphasis on the stoicism, whereas Black Templars is more like stabby, stabby, kill, kill, kill. That's a little simplification, but yeah. Yeah. You'd be a good voice actor? Why, thank you. You met Keith David? Nice. I asked him about the end of the thing, and he still wouldn't give me an answer. The end of the thing? You'd love to see that fight? I would love to see it, too. It'd be notable. Let's see. Yeah, but it would be fun to see the White Templars because there isn't much else about them than what I just read. Like, they are really bare bones. I think because really they only exist if you want to play Black Templars, but you don't want to have so much of an emphasis on black and you want to do white instead. And, you know, white scars aren't your thing. Yeah, the only notable battle is M42 Fourth Tyrannic War. The White Templars' own homeworld of Sanctum is threatened. Their homeworld of Sanctum is threatened during the Battle of Bastior. Though the chapter is mostly away on the Indominus Crusade and oversees its defense of other Imperial forces. So White Templars are the universe's equivalent to the insane. I mean, that's the Black Templars are insane. The White Templars are slightly less insane. If that helps at all. If it doesn't, can't help you. Alright, give me more of the beastie brown. There we are. Alpha Legion versus Dark Angels, but bring back the ambiguity of their respective loyalty status. I mean, well, the versus matchup there, I believe, has happened several times. But yeah, it would be nice to see that happen again and further establishing the ambiguity stuff. Although I don't entirely mind the Lion coming back and unifying or, you know, correcting the Dark Angels shit. I have to look into it a little bit more. Well, I really don't because I don't really care about it as much, and it's not going to go anywhere now at this point. Given that they've destroyed the future of the lore, but it could have been done better, and it should have been done better. a common sentiment whenever we talk about Warhammer 40,000 and its modern day lore. Kind of happen on Varax, kinda. Yeah. Mantis Warrior stuff? Fair enough. So if they aren't for Fist successors, who do you think the White Templars should be a successor of? Well, my going theory at the moment is Sanguinius. I really don't have much evidence of that because the White Templars themselves don't have much lore. They're really only in the books that, keep in mind, the Codex is really as an aesthetic choice. They're not really fleshed out very much. I mean, what I read from the Lexiconum to you guys is pretty much it. So, with the little we have, mainly just the focus on the stoicism and the relentless persecution of their foes. They're super heavy in martial combat. They're really tough. So it's more or less just I'm thinking like who other than Dorn really had like a tough melee kind of thing going on. And Sanguinius, in terms of an offensive combatant, especially in melee, was legendarily a badass. So it's thin, but it's all I got really to work off of. I mean, they don't have any other kind of identifying features because they haven't been fleshed out enough. They're very shadow. Hence why I would like to see more of them in battles and stuff, because it would get any kind of battle involving them really at this point would give them more than they already have, and actually differentiate them other than aesthetically from the Black Templars. As right now they're just the Black Templars but white, effectively. Okay, but hear me out. World Eaters. How dare you? They are not of traitor stock. Filthy traitor stock. The Warons had close relationship with the Imperial Fist. And yeah, that is a fair argument for it. On a non-jokey front. I don't know, it'd be boring if they were a traitor stock to me, though, personally. Adam Wolford, welcome to stream. How you doing? Make them successor to the Ultramarines, but not as cringy. Fuck no. That would ruin them. Please don't ruin my White Templars. Do not ruin their future by attaching them to the fucking toilet bowls. And their bloody rulebook that they hump every day. But like, someone asked me the other day, like, how do you describe a midwit? And reflexively, I said, an Ultramarine. The person I talked to wasn't even a 40k player, so I have no idea why just reflexively I was like, Ultramarine. Without hesitation and without any level of irony. That was kind of funny. It wasn't funny for them, but it was whole fucking hilarious for me. So I'm like, wow, I really have this ingrained in me. There we go. Ultras are not that bad. Hush. No, you hush. They are that bad. They're worse. Every minute I am not espousing their great sins and their horrible shitty nature is a moment of my breath wasted. Fucking prancy and rulebook humping motherfucker. Real midwits of the word bearers. I mean they're the midwits for the traitor legions, that's for sure. I despise the Ultramarines. Word bearers aren't much better, but I despise them. Gilman is such a fuckwad. I'm gonna rant. You got my blood going, you motherfucker. Like a dog with a bone. There we go. Oh. For democracy. Alright, I think I got the fill. We shall set that over there to dry. Just put another cube there, just to be sure. There we are. Okay. Boom. The one thing that Loyalists and Chaos Marines can agree on, screw the Ultramarines. Pretty much. The 8th stands with you on the Smurf hate. Good to know. For very different reasons, but yes. We can agree. Arms locked in sanctimonious hatred of the fracking snowflakes. Yep. Oh, stretch. Your hatred for the Blue Boys runs deep. I think the next Primarch to come back should Leman Russ, so he can pimp slap Roboot to Gilliman. That would be very nice. That'd be very nice. I would actually absolutely love to see that. And it would. I'm mad that hasn't happened between the Lion and Gilliman, and it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Again, not that I really care where the lore is going to go, but even before all that recent stuff, it didn't seem like they were going to set that up. Because didn't in the book where the Lion came back and he was told, hey, by the way, Gilliman would like to see you, and he's like, my brother's alive. I mean, I might be cartoonishly like exaggerating, but he was overjoyed that Gilliman was fucking alive and out there, and so I feel like when they meet, they're just gonna be like, brother, and hug and be all, oh, it's good to see you. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be reading that segment seething. Probably on a PDF that I got through Yo-ho me hardy yo-ho. Yo-ho me hardy yo-ho. Fuck me. But regardless, you know, I'll probably be seeing that shit and I'll be just seething. It's like, this is not what the Lion would do. The Lion would fucking bitch slap this motherfucker. To be fair, that's still not out of question to happen. Just unlikely. I think there's something about this, about the gun I wanted to do, but I'm trying to remember what it was. The Sassos are Gary Stu, but I don't hate them. Also, they had a decent series written by a guy who did Gotrek and Felix. I have not read those, so I can't comment about that. That specifically, anyway. Are the Space was more Mary Sue's? Fuck you. No, no. Nice try. How? How are they more Mary Sue? Would you like me to bring up the comic book all about Calgar? And how he Omaewa Moshindere magically appeared on the shoulder of that giant fucking corn thing. I always forget what it's called. The Lord of Skulls, I think it is. And just yeeted its fucking head off like it wasn't even attached. Would you like me to bring that up? Would you like me to bring up the fact Gilliman was in the middle of space and fucking murdered people without being killed by the vacuum of it? To be fair, like, I can believe a Primarch is capable of that. I can buy that. But still. I can also bring up the fact that Gilliman, when he came back, fucking reset the entire High Lords of Terra, and that came with, like, no consequences. Or the Primaris thing. I could go on. There's a lot of stuff attached to the Ultramarines that is bullshit. I can't think of any... well, not that I can't think of anything. I can only think of, like, one or two things that the Space Wolves have that would make them Gary Stewish. One of the key differences, though, that makes them not Gary Stews is they're not loved by anybody but themselves, but the people of Fenris and other Space Wolves. Part of what makes a Mary Sue or a Gary Stew is that everybody likes them, despite the fact that there's no logical reason for why they like them, and that's like the Ultramarines. Okay. Could do that. So I'm just looking at the reference art to see if I want to do what I think I'm going to do. I wish this artwork had a different angle, though. The Calgar comic sucks because they killed Calgar as an aspirant, then replaced him with the author's OC. And that's not the only reason it sucks. That is a reason it sucks, but that is not the only reason. I will say this though, the one time I felt bad for Ultramarine players was that comic. That is the first and only time I have felt bad for an outside like specific like game experiences I've had at like tournaments and stuff, but like specifically lore related. That's the only time I have felt bad for Ultramarine players. I read that comic and I was like, I actually feel bad for you motherfuckers for once. And that never happens and will likely never happen again, so take it while I am giving it. I feel bad for you. Okay. And most of this is good to be washed and stuff. It's really the gun. That's kind of good. Just trying to figure out what I want to do with it, though. Okay, I think I have a little. It's a really small thing, but I think it'll. Oh, whoops! Sorry about that. I switched the type of light my lamp was doing. Yeah, I think I know what I want to do. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna try and color the edges of this with like a bronze. I don't think I have a good bronze over here though with my paints, so I might have to go digging. Might have to go digging for a bronze. I bronze like metal. No, little German boy, don't join the Black Templars. Oh mein Gott, the Codex Astartes is a bunch of bullshit. It's like, ah, shit. At least in Battletech House Davion, this is where you're going to lose me, pal. House Davion is the closest thing to Ultramarines, but they will agree they can screw up, especially when one world didn't want to join and they nuke them. I will take your word for it. I don't know jack shit about it. I'm the left guy to go to and be like, hey, there's a thing in Battletech. It's like, yeah. Or nope. I don't know. Battletech is not my wheelhouse. I don't say that with any kind of vitriol, mind you. At some point I should learn about BattleTech, especially since it's so tangential to 40k. But from what I know of BattleTech, yeah, you could be right, you could be wrong. I don't know. I don't know. Okay, how am I supposed to know? It's not my wheelhouse. My God. That's Rune Lord Brass, Iron Hand Steel, Horn Red, nada. Warplock Bronze? No, not Warplock Bronze. I hate Warplock Bronze, actually. If there is a metallic paint I hate from GW, it's definitely Warplock Bronze. I'm not going to sit here and say it's the worst one, period, but it's my personal least favorite. I had another bronze, though. I could have sworn. Aha! It's not exactly what I was looking for, but this will do. This will do. Balthazar Gold. The right, correct, bloody mixture with Balthazar Gold and the correct water. And you can make it look like a bronze. Welcome the Inquisitor's Dungeon, where that sounds quite horrific. Space Wolves are pretty bad. They wipe the Thousand Suns, no problem. At Prospero, fair point. They defy the Inquisition. Though, I will say that, to that fair point, part of the reason why is not because they're Gary Stews as much as the chaos of the situation. Pun intended. Because Magnus wasn't sure what to do and hesitated, and that gave them a huge advantage in the fight. So it's not like it's just, the Thousand Suns made like this really good defense, and in spite of any logic, they still somehow like charged it and had no problems. They took it unwittingly, but they still took advantage of the chaos of the situation that they didn't even realize was the situation at the time. For a second, I thought my phone was going off. Oh no, I just got weird notifications. Oh, GW shills. Okay. Annoying fucking notifications. What's more annoying though is fucking won't load the comment. Gotta love when you get those notifs on the YouTubes. Yeah, gotta love the shills. Adam Wolfer, thank you for the super chat, my good man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Battletech is like a Game of Thrones before games. A Game of Thrones before games. Just with giant robots, weird tech priest Comstar that control all of banking, all of banking, ADN, ADN space travel, great houses with weirdos, ferries. Did I have a stroke? Like, sorry, I feel like I misread that. Battletech is like Game of Thrones before games. I keep getting caught on that. Battletech is like Game of Thrones before games, just with giant robots, weird tech priest Comstar that control all of banking. ADN. Wait, do you mean to say and there? All of banking and space travel. Great houses with weirdos, furries. Oh, with weirdo furries. Gotcha. Sounds a bit chaotic. Oh, spaghetti. My Balthazar gold might be, well, not screwed. You can always redeem a paint, but it takes a lot. I haven't opened this in a while, that's why. And better way of putting it, it's late medieval and Renaissance feudalism, but instead of knights and Mercury armies, the knights pilot giant mechs. And there's a lot of political machinations and such. Okay. I mean, both are not bad of ways of putting it. That is super gooey. I might need to get an agitation ball for this. Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. It's looking better than it did, but it's still kind of gooey. Paint's definitely separating from the thinner. Yeah, man. Shake 'em up, shake 'em up, shake it up. Isn't my cup of tea for law or setting? I've been shot by the gear. It's all over my. Wait, you guys gotta see this. It's all over my hands. Just trying to shake it up. Great, fucking great. I don't know, Battletech doesn't grab me for some reason, much like Game of Thrones, A Song of Ice and Fire. Well, the thing is, I like the books of A Song of Ice and Fire and Game of Thrones. I didn't, and I liked I think like everybody, though, I liked the show as well, up until a point. Asmo, is your school haunted? In my opinion, yes. Abso-fucking-lutely. I have no doubt in my mind it's fucking haunted. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, oh guys, there's a ghost. You know, the ghost is coming to kill me, man. Like, no, it's not. But there's spirits there, and they fuck around. Okay, tell us. I did. Why? Why what? Why do I think it's haunted? Well, I said so previously, but I've. Well, first of all, there was that office, the side office room we had locked off that just had like the white table and the white chair, like fold up chair. There was that. I told you guys about that in a previous stream. Actually, I think it was a painting stream too. But you know, you like we wouldn't even go in there. The door would be locked all day, and nobody would touch the room. But then you would go in, and things would be moved. Specifically, the chair. The chair would always be like in a different spot than where we left it. Like normally when we go in to clean it or dust it, you push it up against the desk and you just leave it like that. You close the door, you lock it, You think you're all good. Come back the next day, nobody's touched it. You can ask any of the other the teachers or anything around it, and they're like, yeah, we haven't touched it. We don't even have a key to the room. You open it, the chair's folded up on the side of the wall, or the chair is on top of the desk. That one freaked me out one time. And then there was that time that I tried to, like I tested fate. I did the dust in the room and I cleaned up like I normally do, right? I did that, and I thought it was all good, but then I had this thing of I was like, okay, this was my mindset anyway. I'm gonna close the door, or pretend to, right? But then I'm gonna slam it right open and see if the chair moved. So I finished dusting the room and I pushed the chair in like I always did into that same spot, and I go to close the door. And just before the door latched shut, I swung it open, and I saw the fucking chair move. Like, I swung it open, it shifted out, like, it looked like someone there was no one there, but it looked like someone was pulling the chair out of the desk. So, that freaked me out. But it stopped. It stopped like someone reacted to having a door swung open on them. They're like, oh. It stopped, it shuttered, and then I was like, huh? So I closed the door, and I'm like, sorry. So, I'm certain that place is haunted. I'm certain. I have no doubt in my mind. But again, I shared that story already. And I believe you were in the chat for that too. In fact, that is why you asked, isn't it? Pretty sure this is the first time. No, I'm certain I've said this before. I shared this before. I know it. Are you playing Elden Ring, are you? How is that new DLC anyway? I haven't even considered picking it up, but out of curiosity. How's it going? Good? I figure it is, like everybody's raving about it. Meanwhile, Payday 3 is kind of going down the shitter. Granted, it went down the shitter when it launched, but that being, that aside. Here we go. God damn it. I nicked some of the black I didn't mean to nick. You call the Ghost Hunter Adventures. Have that Edgar guy show so you make fun of him afterwards on stream with us. Nah, I'm good. So far, the ghosts of that school have not fucked with me, and I have no intention of fucking with them. They've been there longer than me. They have seniority. They leave me alone, I leave them alone. And God knows if I called in some douchebag with a camera crew, we would have a damaged relationship going forward, okay? They would not be pleased with my actions. They'd be like, motherfucker, did you call in a camera crew? We gon' haunt your ass tonight. We're gonna go inside your car and we're gonna fuck with your brakes. Good luck going down the road, motherfucker. Nope, I do not need to incur the wrath of the spirits. Thank you very much. I am not gonna be some dumbass bitch Karen in a horror movie. Thank you. I am pleasantly happy with living. That sounds like a joyous thing I would like to continue doing. For your ask, I am not the gatekeeper. What? Oh, Keymaster. But technically, I already am the Keymaster. I'm the custodian. By default, I'm the Keymaster. Thank you for the Ghostbusters reference, though. We actually, my Discord server watched that recently. I always love watching the old movies. I wish I was happy with any like recent movies as much as I was the old stuff. One movie I want to check out. I'll probably check it out. I think it's on Amazon Prime now, so I'll probably check it out during the weekend maybe. But one movie I'm interested in checking out is I almost said League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. That's not it. But fucking the something of Ungentlemanly Warfare. It's the newer Henry Cavill movie. I really want to check that out because it looked kind of funny. So that was something I was interested in checking out. There we go. Hey, your man, so you'd be the Keymaster. I mean, yeah, gotta fill all the holes, you know, and give a twist. God damn it. Ungentlemanly Warfare. Yeah, I forget the first part. Agency of Department. I know it's something of it's something of Ungentlemanly Warfare. Yeah, I wanted to check that out because not so much so that I saw it in theaters. I feel kind of bad for that because I feel like Henry gets a. I say that like I know him. I feel like Mr. Cavill, right, has had a lot of bad fucking luck in Hollywood. So the spliffing Brit. Hello, why hello, good man. Would you like some Earl Grey or Yorkshire Gold? How are you doing? Sips tea maniacally. Yorkshire tea is the only choice. Well, according to a lot of the Brits I've spoken to, apparently, Yorkshire Gold. I know Ball. He's an old school Brit too, and he's like incessant about like, yes, it has to be Yorkshire Gold or fuck off. Goldshire Gold, of course. Is that an actual? I'm not British. I don't fucking know. Is that an actual tea? The most hardcore tea I get into is 4C iced tea. That and Arizona iced tea. I know that one too. That's it. So many Brits are like quivering in rage at me. What heresy have you just fucking spoken? You absolute shit. I don't know phone autocorrect. Okay. Goldshire. Yeah, from World of Warcraft. Goldshire. Where more debaucherous acts have occurred than one can fathom with a functioning brain. Is there anything more I want to do to the gun? Kinda, but it's gonna be a giant headache to do. I guess I could fix that while I'm at it. Actually, funny thing about work is I'm on my own tomorrow. So the reason that's unique is, oh, hello, Doc Resurrect. Good evening, Esme. Good evening, Doc Resurrect. Thank you for coming. I appreciate your presence whenever you are willing to donate it. But yeah, my work tomorrow. So the reason this is unique is because for the summertime, like I'm a nighttime custodian throughout the school year. So, I come in like after the kids have all headed home and, I don't want to deal with their shit. Well, I deal with the aftermath of their shit, but I don't have to deal with them, which is perfectly fine with me. Not that I don't like kids, but I don't want to deal with them. Like, I don't want to deal with other people's kids. I love my nephew, and I obviously want kids of my own, but other people's kids, to be perfectly blunt, I don't fucking want to deal with them. So I'm happy to be a nighttime custodian, but during the summertime, we custodians we pool together, and we basically do a deep clean of all the buildings. So we do all the yard work throughout the year, but we do like extra stuff during the summertime. We flip all the rooms, we grind the floors down and put down new wax. We obviously have to buff any damage in the walls. We have to paint over any walls that are damaged or scuffed. We have to do a deep clean of the rugs. So we have to pull in a rug machine. Bunch of shit. We have to do a bunch of shit. So we have a lot to do before the new school year starts. And the sad thing is everything we're doing right now, like it's hardcore cleaning. Like I don't want you guys to get the image that like, oh, we just wipe down desks and sweep the floor. No, we're getting out these big machines, grinding the floors and kicking up like wax dust, trying not to fucking suffocate. We're power washing, and I do mean a power wash, like the power wash simulator. Yeah, one of those, but real life. So power hosing freaking carpets out. We're using these really nasty fucking chemicals. Like we have so much shit we're doing. Plus a lot of heavy lifting because we're like today we cleaned out one of the I think it's called physical therapy room. It's like we work at a middle school. Like I work at the we have like all three, like elementary school, middle school, and high school. I mostly work at the middle school and the elementary school for cleaning. But we cleaned out the middle schools. I think it's called the physical therapy room. I could be wrong. But in there, they have like a treadmill. They have like a pseudo punching bag, I like to call it. Damn thing weighs a shit ton because the bottom of it's full of sand. It's supposed to. I say that like that's abnormal, but that's how it's supposed to be. It's a pain in the ass. It's a huge pain in the ass. But we cleaned out that room, so I had to help drag out a treadmill, a elliptical machine, that fucking heavy as hell punching bag, and there was like two other one's like a bicycle thing. They have that for some reason, and the other one's like it's the one you like push your feet against, and it pushes the platform, and that lifts up like a bunch of weights. I don't know what that one's called, but like we had to carry those out of the room so we could pre-treat the rug. Bunch of stuff. But anyway, to get to the point I was trying to get to make. Here we go, tangents. But to get to the point, tomorrow they want me to go to the I think it's a middle school. Yeah, it's a middle school. They want me to go to the middle school, and I'm gonna be there by myself while the rest of the staff, the custodians, are going to the elementary school to do some like floor cleaning. And I'm at the middle school while I'm going to be by myself the whole day, and they want me to mow the football field because they have that for like pee wee and stuff, pee wee football, and they also want me to mow the soccer field. Football for those of you in Britain, because British football. So I have to mow all that, weed whack, and on top of it, they want me to do for in-building stuff, wax the floors because we've already done all the grinding on like the first floor rooms, so I just have to put the wax down. So I'm entirely by myself in the building tomorrow, which is fine by me. Like, I work best when I'm on my own and not being interrupted every few minutes. Not that I don't like my coworkers. I actually do really like them. They're really funny. But you do get a lot less done when you're constantly screwing around. So yeah, they're going all do stuff there because that's like a 4-man job, and putting wax on the floor, that only one person can do it, because if two people try and do it at the same time, you risk screwing up the wax, as well as getting it all over you, and you do not want wet wax on you, especially when it dries. It's really bad. So, yeah, I'm just doing yard work and putting wax down. That's my whole day tomorrow. On one hand, I'm happy about that, but on the other, it's going to be weird, because I don't love being by myself in that school because it's big. I'm not scared of being by myself. It's just specifically the middle school is like bigger than the like the elementary school is, for example. It's got a lot more rooms. It's a lot more open, and in a way that makes me feel more claustrophobic. I know that makes no sense, but it has like a lot bigger hallways and like a lot bigger rooms. So it just it's more spacious, and for some reason I feel more claustrophobic in like those big rooms in the like that big hall, especially when you're by yourself. But that could just be me. I don't know. Feel free to tell me if I'm being fucking weird. But yeah, my day tomorrow is gonna be busy. Excited. Ballroom syndrome. Is that what it's called? Is that a thing? Ballroom syndrome? It's a thing? Oh, okay. I guess I have that then. Good audiobook usually helps the time pass. Hey, that's true. And I'm probably gonna finish the first Siphus Cain one, which is for the Emperor, and I got the second one. I can't remember what it's called off the top of my head, so I'll listen to those. That should help the weird feeling of being in the big rooms go away. Hopefully, fingers crossed. What was I doing? Fuck. It was something I wanted to do, and now my brain's like, here. What did I want to do to you? Something. I do that, but what? Oh, I think I remember. I was adjusting and fixing the edge here. Once that was done, I was going to move on. Yeah, feeling of unease or fear of large open rooms. I get that if I go into an empty warehouse. Ah, okay. And yeah, that I've been getting that at the middle school because it's a much bigger building. To be fair, the kids are getting much bigger at that age. Because that's when like puberty hits, right? It's like middle school age, so that's when they start shooting up in like height and stuff. I will say, like, this could just be like a crazy observation, but I feel like kids now are getting like more extreme in either being really short or really tall. I don't know. When I went to school, I felt like there was a lot more guys like me who was like, you 5'9", 5'10". A lot of people like that. No, not a lot of people over 6 foot, except for a couple of guys, and everyone knew who they were because of that. And then you had like the one or two people who were like really short, but like everybody else was like in averages of certain heights for the girls and the boys. Now I feel like when I have seen the kids running around, I feel like some of these kids are like, what? You are like 14, but for some reason you're 6.5 feet tall. Half feet tall. You're like 6'6", 6'5". And then you see kids who are eighth graders who are almost going to high school who are 4'3". And I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm not talking dwarves. Like they're normally, no offense to dwarves, but they're normally proportioned. But they just shrunk. So I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe that was more of a mix like that when I was a kid. But I feel like I'm seeing the two extremes more commonly now. I feel like this is some kind of like genetics observation scientists should be paying attention to. It's like, kids are getting really tall, really short. Wait. So do you have gold armor? I wish. I wish. That would be nice. I will say, like, I have made so many custodian jokes while I've been there. Like I'll go in to clean the principal's like office, and I've jokingly said out loud, "I've come to collect the stool of the emperor," or I'll go in and I'll be like, "I'm here to dust the golden throne," and I'll be by myself and I'll laugh, but I'm like, even if the other custodians were here right now, they would not have a fucking clue what I'm saying. Oh, God. It does suck being the only nerd there. Well, of the staff, anyway. Oh, I will say this. One of the teachers is a wicked Potterhead. Or Pothead, or whatever we're going to call them. One of them was a wicked, like, Harry Potter person. To kind of, like, circle back to a previous thing we were talking about, one of the teachers, holy crap. Like, I walked into their, like, little office area of their, like, their classroom, and I'm like, holy crap. Like, every time I just looked around, there was one or two more things Harry Potter themed that I didn't notice before. It's like, oh, there's little decorations on the wall. Oh, that's a Harry Potter poster. Oh, why that skeleton in the corner? That because it's a science teacher, right? That skeleton in the corner has a witch's hat and a wand in one hand and the Harry Potter glasses. And someone drew with a Sharpie the lightning bolt scar above its head. I'm like, what the fuck? Thought you meant like actual pothead. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm pretty sure half those teachers to cope with dealing with these rotten kids are you know they're doing some coping. Let me tell you. I have no doubt some of them are engaging in ganja, Mary Jane, devil's lettuce, or the devil's cabbage. Is it devil's lettuce or devil's cabbage? Which is the euphemism? Not euphemism. Fucking metaphor. I mean, you're a Lord of the Rings fanatic. Fair enough. So is Pyrrhus in the chat. Two of you would get along. Devil's cabbage. Okay. Lettuce. Both. Both is good. Lettuce. Let us leave. Yeah. I don't know. I do like my job though. I just can't wait for the summertime to end because it's nice to go back to like the school year because then I can go to work, the kids like head home, and I can pretty much be by myself all night, just clean all the rooms, chill and vibe. And again, at the elementary school, it's not as big as the middle school, so that ballroom syndrome you said, Dark Resurrect, I don't deal with that, so I can just chill, vibe, like lose myself in the work, and just chill. Like that's. I will say that's like the big upside to this job. And in a way, I think I found like a really good job for me personality wise. It's not that I hate people, but when I work, specifically when I'm working, when I'm in that zone, I really hate like small talk and stuff. You know, I'm not going to sit there and be like, how dare you try and talk to me and like have social conversation, man. Like I'm not going to do that, but for me, like it's just a distraction from getting the task done. Like I want to do the tasks, I want to get them done, I want to be efficient, and when I'm done that, or when I'm on break, then I want to be social. So for me, like that's kind of like how my brain works. Yeah, work mode, pretty much like that. Yeah. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I'm an antisocial prick when I think like that, but then other times I'm like, no. I think I'm valid in that. You love landscaping because even if anyone was working with me, I can't hear them over the equipment. Fair enough. I gotta stretch my back. I'm an old man. You probably come out standoffish at work. Nah. You're the Pyrrhus. You're amazing. I just thought of something. But the thought's leaving me. Don't leave me, thought. Oh! Right. Pyrrhus, did you recycle me back into your queue? Yes. Yeah, awesome. Good. In 3 years, I'll be able to get another artwork from you. Yay! Thin me, brother. I am very. I'm thinning thoroughly. Wet palate all the way. Okay. So where's my red? Red. That is. To paint the freaking wires red. Oh yeah, welcome Lucas von Castellan. Shake him up. And drop, drop, drop. Loved your Emang video. Oh, the retraction or the original? I mean, either way. Thank you. I suppose. Yeah, I wasn't happy. You was toasty for. Oh, hey, Toasty, welcome. Oh, my neck. Did you guys hear that? I felt like that was really loud. Ow, my neck. At some point, I'm just gonna sound like packing peanuts whenever I walk around. Like every bone in my body. Heard it? Oh god. I'm getting to that point, lads. Imagine you broken motherfucker. Alright, let me. So this is where we're gonna get a little anal with the wiring. Because I think that's the only wire. I thought I saw another one, but I think it's just. Nope, there's another one. Well, that looks more like a tube, less of a wire. Yeah, it's more of a tube. Okay, I think I'll leave that be then. Doo-doo-doo. Iron within, bitch. I'm gonna need iron within shortly here. I'm getting to that age. Yeah, I wasn't happy to do the E-Man retraction video, though. I was very sad about that. But, no evidence. I gotta be honest. Yeah, someone called 911. Asmogan has broken his neck. Why? The retraction video? Well, it never feels good to do. Well, I should clarify. I don't regret doing the retraction because it's the right thing to do. And I stand by my choice to do it. It's just, it doesn't feel fun. Well, fun, that's not the right word. It doesn't feel good to, it's not the admittance of wrong. I could do that pretty easily. Admitting when you're wrong. But it's sitting there and going, like, you're looking over everything and you're like, how the fuck did I think the other way at all during all this? Because you're looking through everything, you're looking through all the legal documents, you're going over everything in your head. And it's like, this sucks. Because it's like, yeah, I can easily admit I'm wrong, but it's going through everything and just kind of like looking at your past self. I say that like that was a while ago. Looking at myself just 2 days ago and being like, what the fuck? It's like I fucked that ball up. So it's that. I can easily admit when I'm wrong, but it's just the realization of how stupid you were. Or how well, not necessarily how stupid, how little care you put into the initial coverage. But retraction was the right thing to do. I stand by that, and yeah. One thing I was interested to note is side scrollers commented on it with just, it was a couple of emojis of like the thinking emoji. I don't know exactly what that means. A couple of my people in my Discord are like, dude, they're gonna invite you on. It's like I don't think so. I think that was just them denoting, yeah, we see it. Wait, are you doing open mic right now? Want to talk? No. This is just a painting stream. You could talk in the chat though. It's just I'm not on Discord right now. I am adjusting my painting palette here. I had it precariously at the edge of my desk. There we go. Nice model. Thank you. This one is so for anyone who's hasn't been keeping up with the streams with this or just coming into my painting streams now. This is a commission from my buddy Caboose. Uh, to note, this is not a 3D print. This is the official Horus Heresy model. This was purchased and commissioned before the Fem Studies situation. So I've actually been holding on to this for a while. I haven't been dragging my heels intentionally, but incidentally I've been dragging my heels getting it done. So gotta catch it up. He commissioned me for 4 models, and after the Fem Studies stuff, I already got 2 of them. Because he commissioned me to do Castellan, Evandor, Garrius, this guy. I've also been commissioned to do Dorn, and I have that model. Again, got it at the same time as I got Garrius. But the other 2 were 2 other Horus Heresy models. But after the Femstory stuff, he doesn't want me to buy those from GW. So I'm going to have to find 3D proxies. Preferably ones that are actually not direct copies of the proper ones. So I got to look for those at some point. Or something, I got to workshop with him. It's like, okay, this model looks fairly close. Will that work if I kit bash it with this? You know, it's going to be a small headache figuring out the other 2, but with a little bit of workshopping, I think we'll be fine. No one want to admit they are wrong, but only. Well, the thing is, it's the admittance of wrong is not an issue with me because I'm human. I make mistakes. I can easily say, yeah, I fucked up. Yep, I didn't do that correctly. Yeah, I didn't have a good point there. I can do that pretty easily. For me, it's the again, it's just the realization of like where you made your mistakes. Like that's not the fun part. I can admit to the mistake fairly easily, but it's like looking at the mistakes and being like, wow, like how did I fuck that up? I don't know if I'm making sense when I'm saying that, but yeah. Yeah, but I'm pretty much all set with that. Unless there's like another like major update in regards to the Eman stuff. Like I'm satisfied we're like leaving it at the retraction. I mean, I can't imagine there's other than like obviously the legal case proceeds where it goes. But if all that happens with it is, it proceeds and it goes to a court or it gets settled out of court, I don't need to cover any of that. Like, I'm all set. Sure, but a lot of people are prideful. I don't know. Like, this is where like obviously like there's the objective definition of pride and then there's like the subjective definition. My subjective definition of pride, specifically of pride, is when you have something about yourself that is objectively, well, maybe not objectively, but it's something that you have a valid appreciation of within yourself. Like that's like a pride of something. Or not, it's not even restricted to yourself obviously, but it's something that you have like tangible reasons either about yourself or about something else that give you a direct connection to it and appreciate it. Like it's a bit complicated, but the gist of it is for you to be prideful in something, I think you have to have like a good reasoning for it. When it comes to like your takes or your like opinions and things, I don't necessarily know if, again, this is me like spatting off my opinion. Obviously, I think you're right with like the prideful point, Arsha. I think you're right with that point, like objectively, but just like with my subjective use of pride, I feel like if something is like an opinion or something that's less of like a tangible aspect about yourself, like you can be, in my subjective view, you can be proudful of like your strength. Even if other people are stronger than you or people are weaker than you, whatever, you can be proudful of your strength and at the level it's at. You can be proudful of your allocation, your way to pronounce and word things. You can be proud of your artistic skills. You can be proud of, you can be proud of something, an aspect. But I don't think you can be prideful, and again, this is subjective, but I don't think you can really be prideful of like an opinion or like a take on something. Like, that for me is just outside because for me, again, I probably should just move on, but I don't know why I'm making this point so thoroughly. But yeah, like for me, pride is about like aspects of life. It's not really about like an opinion or something. I don't consider like someone. God, I'm really bad at wording this. But when someone is like has a wrong opinion and they're not able to voice like, hey, I'm wrong or I'm right. I don't consider that you being prideful. I think that's just a lack of humility. Now, again, I'm not gonna blame anybody for being like, dude, you're being like really semantical or you're playing like word games. That's fine, but for me, it's like a personal thing. It's not really about a presence of pride. It's a lack of humility. That's the best way I know how to simplistically say what like how I feel about it. Dark Resurrect says, "What sucks?" Oh, hey, Jenny. Oh, Lady Rindsong, you're still here. Yay! I thought you left. I feel the same way about it. All right. I guess I was making sense then. I hope so. Jenny says, "Because you are you and you like to over-explain." Yes. That is correct. You are correct, madam. I think I have one other use for that Balthazar gold. Yeah. Boom. I love 3D printing, print terrain, paint it fast, and sell it to friends. Hey, that's a good side hustle. Yeah, I've been interested in like making some terrain recently, but I was thinking of like making like a table sized terrain, but I don't have the space in my apartment technically, in my apartment area to fit it. Well, I do technically, but it would mean crawling around it every morning to try and get around. Sorry, lost internet, was getting food in the meantime. Fair enough. It's pretty good. It's pretty good excuse for like not being active in the chat. Well, why weren't you there? I lacked the ability to be there. Well, that's fair enough. You must have balance. This is the best Jedi impression. Oh, we're doing best Jedi impression. Get stabbed by a lightsaber, doesn't die. Get stabbed by a cheap kunai, a mall shop kunai, dies instantly. Ooh, I didn't have the facilities, big man. What talks about Arch donated to the guy $500? Wait, Arch donated to him? Really? I didn't know that. I know someone donated 500 to him. Wonder what, if anything, will he say about it? I'm not gonna comment. Yeah. Arch, if Arch chooses to say something, he chooses to say something. If he chooses not to, did it live on Side Scrollers. Oh, yeah, I didn't see the live show. I just saw the 20-minute clip. Yeah. And I'm listening while painting. Noise. As Aquinas described it, pride is twofold. If you have too high of an opinion of yourself, you are prideful in that you see yourself like God. If you have too little, however, that is also considered sinful because you are doubting the good and gifts God has given you. That is fair. Actually, that's pretty eloquent. I'm going to have to use that on myself a couple times. Because sometimes I do have like those moments of like dourness where I'm like, maybe I'm not that great of a person. I probably should just think of that quote. Nicely put. Yep. I tell you what, those old bastards from centuries ago really had it going on. They figured a lot of shit out, like, for some reason we're still confused of today. He didn't say anything on YouTube, but I think he doesn't think much about it because if you're talking about Arch, I will say this much. I have spoken with Arch in regards to this stuff. That's it. I'm not saying anything more about it. I'm not saying what we exchange for conversation, but I have spoken to Arch in regards to it. Yeah. So if he chooses to talk about it, he chooses to talk about it. If he doesn't, he doesn't. I'm not gonna hint either way what he's planning to do. It's not my place. Just know I'm in the know on it, and I don't feel right like talking about our discussion. So yeah. He's fine then. That's the end of it. Again, I've spoken with him. We had a good conversation. We had a good conversation. I do hope he's outside of what we discussed, though. I do hope he's doing good as well. Yeah, because this kind of stuff does suck. Wait, did we lose von Karnstein? Did he drop? Because I scrolled up thinking like I missed a comment, but it doesn't look like it. Oh well. Don't if you talk about it, it's like talk about it. Yeah, and I don't mean to. So, yeah. Ooh. Oh, hey, Lucas. Oh, I thought you left. You called? Yeah, I thought I had missed a comment from you, but I did not. So I wasn't sure if like you dropped out of chat and I had something to respond to. But no, it looks like I'm all caught up with your comments. Yeah. Okay, so I think I got everything on that arm I wanted to hit. I think I got everything in the gun I wanted to hit. Kinda. There's one last thing I'm going to try and hit on the gun. And it's a small pain in the ass. Just because of the angle I have to hit it on. But let me find my lead belcher. Which I swear I put somewhere around here. I have too many paints. Accepting you have a problem is the first step to fixing that problem. Wait, where'd my lead belcher go? I know I had one over here. Did it fall? Huh. Well then. I mean, for the purposes of what I was trying to do, I guess this Iron Hand Steel will work. Baldstein von Kai, baby. Ooh? Oh, von Karstein? Karstein. I remember Arch's old lore videos on Warhammer Fantasy. He was like, Karsten. Which is weird, because I'm so used to like listening to Karstein. Manfred? Ah, yep. Do a little bit of Iron Hand Steel. There we go. I'm almost holding my breath doing this right. God, I hate that angle. Did it right, but I hate that angle. Ugh. Okay, that worked. He's from Warhammer. No, I'm aware. I'm aware. I'm aware of Manfred. I don't know a ton about Warhammer Fantasy, but I do know about the Karsten stuff. I've looked up the old lore videos from Arch on the Karstein stuff. Fantasy sounds like it was fun. It was a fun setting. It does. I'm really hoping Old World, Warhammer Old World. Yeah, Warhammer Old World kind of brings back some of the fervor of that. But given that it's set so long before Warhammer Fantasy was set, it feels like it's not gonna really fill the niche fully. They doing the setting because of sales? Yeah, sadly. Yeah, I got a couple people in my community who are like really diehard lovers of Age of Sigmar. I'm really not. Like, I'm not a real big AOS fan. I don't think it's. I don't know enough to say it's bad, but yeah. Old Woes Woken Cringe Asmo, the book Silly Star. I mean, I know the Bretonian book that came out, right? It made like a huge thing about like the gender thing. Hey Nathan, you mean like Litany? Yeah, Litany and Scholar. Yeah, both of them are like big AOS guys. Which is funny because like they come in and like they really like staunchly defend it and they get like really upset when everybody like dogs on it. I dog on it for the memes. I don't really know enough to genuinely shit on it. I just know that it's funny to do it. I like to do it for the memes, and sometimes I do it just to tease them specifically. But yeah, they get really defensive for it. Age of Sigmar is shit. Whoa, the lore. I can believe that. I just don't know. My ankles. Warhammer Fantasy gave us best race. Skaven, yes, yes. Yes, yes. Man thing. Make weird noises. Kill man thing. Was that a good impression? I don't know. Wait, aren't Skaven also in AOS? Or yeah, because weren't they in the shit? Yeah, the fourth edition, fifth edition, something like that. The latest edition announcement, like cinematic trailer they did for AOS, because it was the Sigmarine dudes versus the Skaven. That's like the trailer. Or am I wrong? Like, am I crazy? I don't know. I might be losing my mind. Pierce says, I personally find Skaven boring and overly memed. Well, I don't think that's a good reason to like not like something. No offense. It's kind of like the people who say they don't like Krieg because they're overly memed and stuff. It's like that's not really fair. It's not the faction's fault or like the lore's fault for that. Like the community does that. You can't take the frustration of that out on the actual faction itself. I mean, obviously, I can't tell you how to feel about the faction in regards to it, but you know that's just me. I don't let other people ruin a good thing for me just because they're obnoxious about it. The meme part is annoying. Just Skaven aren't my thing to begin with. I mean, if they're not your thing to begin with, that's something separate. But just don't let like people memeing and stuff ruin a good thing for you. Like a lot of people were like really hated on Nickelback. And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying the band or Saints or anything. I don't really know much about what they've done. But I don't really give a shit. Like How You Remind Me is still a song on my playlist. So is If Everyone Cared. So was it If Today Was Your Last Day. So is a couple of their other songs. Rockstar. I love that song. Like, I may not, I don't give a shit about the band. I love the music. And I'm not gonna let, like, people shitting. Look at this photograph. It's actually, ironically, not one of my favorite of their songs. I do find it funny people, like, meme on that one, though. Yeah, I don't let other people, like, hating a thing ruin the thing for me. Okay, I think I can apply the washes. I'm being very careful because if once you apply the washes, it's a dick and a half to reapply them. So I'm just making sure I'm not missing any edges I wanted to paint or. Kind of did right there because that's supposed that there's a little line there that needs to be a lead belcher. I don't want to do that, but it's probably the right thing to do that because it's a commission, so I can't really cut corners. Alright, let me see if I dropped the lead belcher. I did, you motherfucker. I found it. What do you know? It was on the floor. The blueberries don't get enough hate. The Ultramarines? Or the Sigmarines? Or both? There we go. Pop the cork. Get the lead belcher. And just to confuse myself, just to confuse myself more, I'm gonna put the lead belcher right next to the Iron Hand steel on the wet palette. That way, when I go to reach for one, I'm like, wait, which was which? Because they're very close in color. I think one's just a little like brighter. I think. There we go. Ultra Smash. Yeah. Then I agree. They're not hated enough. They need to be despised. They need to be relished in all their deep-seated disgust. To me, what sold the Skaven as my favorite fantasy faction was them rolling up to battles with Warpstone Gatling guns. I mean, there's worse reasons to love them. And I think I like the Skaven. Well, it is it's such a fun idea. Just the idea of like these anthropomorphic rat men that are they're not like a subversion on the idea. They are the idea of like, what if you made rats with all their worst like stereotypes and traits attached to them, and they just played to this like earnest level of scumminess. It's kind of like Ferengi, you know, from Star Trek. It's just you love it. You love the cartoonish over the top crap. It's like not everything needs to be a subversion of expectations. Sometimes you can set something up and it be just as fucked up as you'd expect. Like Bretonnian, the Tomb Kings the most. I can tell why you like Bretonnians. Not hard to see that, but the Tomb Kings, that's a curious choice. I mean, I know why you like playing them in Total War, but like lore-wise, why do you like Tomb Kings? They breed so fast. Yeah, because they're little rats. Try your best, but you can't quite fully flush them out, you know? It's the beauty of them. It's the beauty of the little bastards. You can never truly rid yourself of their torment. Your army's Norska? Nice. In Total War, they're not super great, but how are they in the tabletop? Even though they have bad models. Oh, that sucks. I mean, hey, 3D printing. You find pretty good proxies. $50-50 good? I mean, hey, that's better than all bad. We will gnaw and bone man things. Yes. Okay. All right, so yeah, I think I'm gonna. Might be bold of me, but I think I'm gonna apply the washes now. I think I'm gonna do that. Definitely gonna have to fix this up before I put the cape on. But yeah, I think I'm gonna apply the washes to the main model. Oh, should I do the base before I do that? It's now a question. Nah, I think I'll be fine. I just gotta be really careful. Back in the day, they fucking nuked armies until they got nerfed. That tends to happen with GW a lot. Like, GW's always sucked at balancing. Don't get me wrong, I'm not one of those guys who's like, every faction, see me almost burped. Every faction, you know, has to be exactly equal on the rules. That way, it's purely strategy. That means that I'm fine with some factions having a little bit of an advantage, but that's just it. That's just it. A little bit of an advantage, like a here and there. At the end of the day, like, strategy should obviously win out, and like how you actually approach the game should dictate how you win, not like which faction you chose. So there is finding a balance within that dichotomy of like, okay, this faction's really good at this, but how much do we nerf that so it's not to the point where it's cartoonishly hard to beat for everybody else, where it takes like a low skill level to actually implement this aspect of this faction. Yeah, there's that for sure, but I definitely feel like they can really handle it better than they like, because it seems like these days. Welcome, Manlet. Rowboat Girly Man is my favorite primer. I don't know why my brain had a hiccup there. Rowboat Girly Man is my favorite primer. Kill, dude. Rowboat Girly Man. I still like Robot Girly Man. That's the one I usually do. Based Manlet. Indeed. Alright, so yeah, I'll do the washes. Where are my washes? Alright. Exertion, Reichland Fleshtone. Null oil. Where the fuck is my null oil? There's my null oil. It's just. Oh, actually, I haven't opened null oil, so I don't want to use that new one. Well, new one, quote unquote. I just have a bunch of stuff I stocked up. And that's Poxwalker shade. I do not need that, so I think we're good. Okay. So, first things first. Our Stadies Panda, welcome to stream. How you doing? Reboot Gigabyte. Reboot Gigabyte. Got me bad reading through the list of names. That got you bad. Reboot Gigabyte. That's the clever one. I like that one. That's funny. Reboot Gigabyte. I gotta use that. Especially in those moments when I overuse Robot Girly Man. One of the most random ones I heard, but it made me laugh because I wasn't expecting it, was Ragtag McGillicuddy. That one's way more off than a lot of the other one, like the joke names, but for some reason that like when I heard that, it just made me laugh my ass off. I'm like, that made me laugh way too hard, and I regret nothing. There we go. So I was being very careful with the application of the wash. Don't want to overdo it, but don't want to underdo it either. Had a stream just come to a halt because we could not go through the names. I like how it's just for Gilliman that gets all the shit. I mean, he deserves it. I'm just saying. I hate his guts. The only character I really hate more than Gilliman is not Lorgar. Erebus. Erebus is the only character I hate more. But he's more designed to be hated. Gilliman, despite the fact that by all accounts they really fucking want you to like him, I despise him. Every fiber of my being. It's amazing how much I think they really, clearly unintentionally, made him a really unlikable character. Hashtag Erebus did nothing wrong. You take that back, you dirty son of a bitch. Erebus did nothing wrong. My ass. Nothing wrong meta-wise. I'll agree to that. But in lore, motherfucker. Hate that motherfucker. Great villain. Great antagonist. I got banned from GW store because I only use 3D printed models. Really? Oh, well, if it's a GW store, actually. No. Because my brain, because in my area, well, actually, nowhere in my state, is there a GW store. In America, you're really hard-pressed to find a Warhammer store. But you have, everywhere, you have hobby stores. And that's, what my brain auto-translates GW stores to be sometimes. So that's what I'm used to. But if it was actual GW, Warhammer store, yeah, that doesn't shock me. Yeah, but for hobby stores, that would be weird. My local hobby shop lets you play tourneys and shit with 3D prints. Their general rule of thumb is don't ask, don't tell. Because they do want to try and play by the rules GW sets down, because they do want to get an official recognition for their store. My local hobby store does anyway. I don't know why. I don't know why it would benefit them, but they're trying to get that. But they really only pay lip service to the rule, that specific rule. But again, they don't ask, don't tell. They don't inspect your models. They just, you give them the army list and they trust you to play the gentleman's game correctly. Insults your leg. Oh, that's to Pierce. For a second, I was like, wait, I don't have. That's not me. Take that back, or the tea and chicken tendies go into the harbor. Screw you. Insults your leg. I drink it up. All of it up. So I gotta wash there, Okay. Just trying to figure out, what else do I want to do? Agrax Earthshade, and what else do I want? I think I'll do Agrax Earthshade on the... I was gonna do Reichland Fleshshade, but I don't think it's gonna be poignant enough. Edward Bailey, Walker Stream, how you doing? Howdy, Asmo. Hope you're feeling better. I'm doing pretty good. I mean, last week was rough. But, without bringing down the stream, we did the funeral. We We said our goodbyes. She's somewhere better. She's kicking God's ass at Polka. Chastising out my uncle, probably. She's in a good place. She's in a good place. But, thank you. I went to the one in Lexington when I was there. There was still opening from the pandemic at the time. Warhammer store. Yeah, there isn't, as far as I know. I haven't looked it up in a while, so maybe there is one somewhere in the state. But in my home state, there's like no Warhammer store, like period. Sometimes playing a wash could be just as stressful as like. So you're trying to be clean about it, but you're also trying to be efficient. Basing Deathcore, and there is Warhammer store, but stopped giving. Oh, nice on the Deathcore. 3D printed red makers or like the official models? No shade of official models. I'm just curious, like which ones you're working on. Because the official ones, as far as I know, it's that would be like the Kill Team set, right? Because I don't think they have the Forge World thing in anymore. It's amazing what washings can do for depth. Nice. Okay, there we go. Official, but got from eBay. Fair enough. On both fronts. eBay is really... eBay is a really interesting place since the Fem Studies thing. I've noticed, at least in like every time I check eBay, it's like it's evolved in a way I wouldn't have expected. Because I expected, like, initially, like, a lot of people selling the Warhammer stuff out of, like, frustration. Which did happen, by the way. But are they a lot, like, it's coming off, like, as well... Because the prices of everything keep fluctuating. Keep fluctuating wicked. Like, to the point I barely keep up with it. Sometimes, like, some days it's like, okay, like, these models, like, really high right now for, like, bidding and stuff. And, like, people are selling them en masse. And then other days, dead silence. And everything's like super expensive. And then boom, it'll hit again another day. Nathan says, even if I worked as a GW store employee, I wouldn't be a bish and snitch on customers. They take an interest in the hobby. That's the best you can ask for. And hey, you're a real one, G. That'd be why. You a real motherfucker. You the king, that's why. You the real king. I was trying to get from second edition or third. Sorry, second hand or third hand stores. Yeah, I did that even before the boycott started, but that was just because of prices. You can always find a better discount. Like, look, actually, you want to know where you're gonna get the best discounts, but you're gonna have like the lowest consistency of actually acquiring Warhammer stuff, like across the board. Lawn sales. When people do lawn sales of like old shit they have in their house during the summertime, you just drive around like residential areas. Like there's almost always at least one or two in a lot of neighborhoods around here. I almost always find some old lady selling like, oh, this was my husband's, or oh, this was my son's. He was a very interesting person. He liked to sell these things or buy these little collectibles. They are very charming. And then you look at it, and she's like put up like for $5, like a greater demon of corn, and you're just like, I really want to take advantage of the fact she's put this up for $5. At the same time, I feel like I'm committing some kind of crime here. Because she just doesn't know. It's a funny toy, isn't it? I find it so weird it's in so many pieces. I suppose $5 is a fair price. And a part of you... yard sales and garage sales. Yeah, exactly. But a part of you feels bad because you're like, I'm about to get this for $5. But then you like grab your it's like the angel and the demon on your shoulders. Because you like you grab your wrist and you're like, you son of a bitch. But she put the price there. She could have done the research, but she's old. She doesn't know what the internet is. That has happened to me a couple of times, I'm not gonna lie. Then again, like the reverse is also torture. That level of robbery would make a gypsy weep. I know. That's why you feel bad. It's like my conscience won't let me buy it. I will say this: like the opposite is just as challenging, but for a different reason. Because then you go to like those yard sales that's run by like those couples or those people like who buy like stuff cheap like all over the place, and then they like bring all of it to their own yard sales and like upsell you stuff. They basically turn their front yards into a flea market. I've gone to one of those before, and the guy was very shrewd. He had a Warhammer. Shoot! It was a firstborn. It was a firstborn tactical squad kit that he had, and I noticed the price tag was well, he put like an acronym that basically stood for like negotiable. So I went to him and said, hey, I'm interested in getting this. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, it's a yard sale. So, and this guy's older, but doesn't look like the nerdy type, so he probably doesn't know. But then you find out very quickly, like, especially at the flea market ones, these guys do their research. Because you're like, oh, I'll take this off your hands. How's $10 sound? And they're like, that's $60. In the back of your head, you're like, shit, they know. Now you have to play hardball. Go, wait, what angel? Wait, what angel? Have you seen the price of corn's greater demon? $5 is $5. That $5 is $5, motherfucker. Morality be damned. God damn it. Yeah. But those are like the two extremes of the yard sales and garage sales. Yeah, they get the flea market types that like hyper actively research every little thing they put out to sell, and they love to negotiate as close to or above retail price, even if they acquired it for super cheap. And then you have the old ladies, or if it just feels criminal to take advantage of their ignorance. It's like, hi, ma'am, could I buy this Age of Darkness box set? Of course. What's the fair price would be? These little toys.
My son Davis, he used to collect these things. He never told me how much he spent on them, but I'd imagine it's like any other toy, maybe even less expensive, since he always seemed to have to assemble them in such little details. I'd say $20 for the box.
Oh, of course. They like that again. The angel and the demon come right back because the demon's like, talk her down. Like, no, she's already asking for only $20. But the demon's like, come on, man. You bitch. You afraid to fleece this old hag? And the angel's just looking over the other shoulder with this face of, what the fuck, man? The hell did you come from? Hell is too nice a place for wherever you came from. Fucking. I'm too good at doing the grandma voice. I've had a lot of practice. God, I love being a D&D DM. You get so much practice. Choose the Paragon option. I know. Even the devil on your shoulder would be crying out of principle. Ah, God. I got nothing. $5, dude. Ah, fuck. Is it sad I make myself laugh sometimes too much? I feel like that's a form of sadness. Ugh. Okay. That demon voice on my shoulder is normally my partner. All right, hey, your partner is pretty shrewd. If that's the case, do it. At least the old hack. Go the mile. Go big or go home, bitch. We're here to fleece people. Then, of course, you get those scrupulous people who walk in and go, they should have done the research. They have no moral qualms of taking advantage of people not understanding what they have. Palpatine was, do it. Do it. Save her, Anakin. Do it. No, that's not even close to Palpatine. I don't think I can. Sometimes I feel like I can nail Palpatine's voice, and other times I'm like, nah, I can't fucking do it.
Have you ever heard of Dark Plagueis the Wise?
No, I don't think I did it that time either. Damn. Can't do that. I give them close to fair market. Yeah, for me, like most of the time, I again, the one scenario I could think of where like it was an older woman and she was putting up some stuff for like her son left behind before he went to college, and again, it was the example I gave before. It was a set of tactical Marines, and I saw the box set and she put it up for like $5, and I went to her and I said, you know, is this price tag correct or was this misplaced? She went, no, it's $5 if you want it. And I looked at her and I went, ma'am, do you know how much this is worth? This box is still in the plastic. It's mint condition, or equivalent anyway. Well, no, it's just some toys, right? I went, yes. And then I pulled up eBay and I showed her like how much it's going for, and she's like, people pay this much for toys? I went, well, yeah. And she went, well, thank you for being honest with me. If you still want it for $5, we'll do $5. And I went, nah, I can't do that, man. I told her like, hey, how's $30? I talked the woman up like on price, but I went, I'll do 30, ma'am. We certainly do, ma'am. We certainly do. Weeps. And it's always so sobering, right? To like talk to somebody who's not in the sphere and they look on the price, right? Because their reactions are always the best. Because they like you ask them, it's like, hey, what do you think this box of toys is? Like you describe to them like, hey, in this hobby you get them fresh off the sprue, like out of the machine in the mold, right? They don't even assemble it for you. You assemble it with instructions. It's not like Lego where they clip together. You have to use super glue or cement glue, and you describe the process to them, right? And they're like, oh, okay, so there's a lot of effort on the consumer side, right? Like they had hardly had to do anything. They just print it in the machine, throw it in the box with instructions. And then you're like, all right, so how much do you think this box? And you show up like a box of 10 intercessors. You're like, how much is this? And they're like, oh, with that in mind, it's got to be like what, $5, $10? No, oh, it can't be more than 15, right? You just like a tear starts to trickle down one of your eyes. You're like, no. Well, am I going too high or going too low? You're way low. Then you show them the price tag and they're like, why does anybody get into this hobby? And then a part of you wants to say why, but then you're like, in truth, I don't know. Buying Warhammer stuff from her grandma is like, it's like the Red Dead honor system. That's amazing. That's funny. The Red Dead honor system. Fuck. That's great. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let me. Little bit of rackling flesh tone, which looks great on them yellers. Them yellers. The only people who shovel out more money are furry and weird fetish people online. That and sword collectors. Like, and I mean like genuine article swords, not like the mall shop swords things. Yeah, you get those like they shove out a lot of cash. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Pierce? That's an awesome comparison. It's the perfect comparison. That's the sad thing. The Red Dead honor system. That's sadly on point. But the most I paid for a sword is like 400. Yeah, but that's like a single sword. Like hardcore collectors, they collect like dozens of them, don't they? Actually, that's sad to think about now that you say that though. It's 400. I'm like, some of the box sets, like, yeah, maybe no one box set I've collected has been 400, but the fact that some of them have been like 200 or 250 plus, the fact that I've paid for anything that's over half of that, and it's not a sword, but like a bunch of plastic models. It does so. It is. That's also very sobering. It's like, hello, darkness, my old friend. I could have had 3 swords again. Instead, I have this Marnius Calgar, whose lore was get shit on again. I feel like someone should do a whole parody just to really lay in thick that disturbed feeling. I've gone quiet. It's just applying the wash really stresses me out. I'm trying to make sure it's even and it doesn't pool too much in certain places.
This is where I must channel my autism. Channel it, Asmogan. Maximize the autism.
At this point, I think we have more money than Sen. It definitely feels like it some days. I will say, to be honest, like, I will say, like, when I first thought about getting into 3D printing, I had that same hesitation I think everyone does when you mention 3D printing. It's like, wait, how much is it to get into it? It's like, oh, well, you got to buy the resin, you got to buy the machine, so up front it's got to be like $300, $400 minimum. And you're like, ooh, that's really steep. And then you always have in the back of your head, but wait, I bought like a single, like a single knight for $150 yesterday. You know, maybe like $400, $500 up front ain't that bad in the long run. When I could when I could print off everything I can think of from GW after the fact for pennies on the $100 bill. This is where brushwork is paramount. Do not want to fuck up, Brother of Titans. Hello, welcome. Hope you are doing well, my friend. Yeah. Doing pretty good. Right. So just a last couple of places I gotta put the Reichland. You're holding your $400 sword right now, though I got it in a pre-order deal, which I jumped on at the last second. If we don't get those kind of deals that often with Warhammer. Is it sad that like every year the what's the big sale they do during Christmas? They always have like the Christmas box sets for Warhammer, right? That GW releases. Is it sad that the community gets so hyped for those, even though when you really think about it, like the money, the amount you're quote unquote saving, it doesn't really hold up under scrutiny. It's like, wait, I'm buying this big box set which cost me $210, and your internal argument for why it's okay is because, oh well, all of this stuff individually costs like $500. Now, as Warhammer fans, we're like, wow, this is a steal. But then in the back of your head, like, is it though? Or have they just trained us to think it is? Answer: the latter. They have just trained us to think it is. Fuck. I don't have to worry about that anymore, though. That is one big positive with boycotting is I can just focus on my fucking backlog. And by the time I'm done my backlog, I'll be 80. So, silver lining. Alright, so I applied all the Reichland. Just think I'm good to apply the null oil now. They also get worse every year. Yes, they do. Shit, it's fucking 10:30 at night. Alright, I'm gonna apply the null oil. I gotta do that. Not quickly, I don't want to rush it, but I'm gonna apply that real quick. Figuratively speaking. Because it's late and I gotta get up early because work. I'll probably just... And I don't have to do a lot of social interaction tomorrow, so I'll probably just... cut some hours off my sleep. I'll probably go for 4 hours of sleep tonight. I think I'll be fine. Should be kosher. Like sharp metal sticks. What? Sharp metal sticks on handles. Oh, swords. Okay, I was like, I looked up. I read that. I'm like, wait, what? When did Peter start getting into shanking with makeshift shivs? In no sense, he's always been into that. It's called swords. Joke's on you, I'm into that shit. Roll up to prisons to buy stuff from contraband storage. It's like, I need my fix, man. Hey, alright, motherfucker, what you looking for? Today we got a giant ass sewing needle made from. I can't do that. No, I got myself out there. It's funny, but that's dark. It's dark. Okay. Trying to do this efficiently, but also trying to do this in an effective, timely manner. Fuck. There we go. Paper mache shiv made of toilet paper. Nathan just started playing Jurassic World. He's gearing for the dinosaurs. Everybody loved the dinosaurs. It's amazing how that song got outdone in terms of cringiness by the Baby Shark song. God, I hate that song. It's forever entrapped in my brain.
Missed the bottom. Fuck. It's always the angle you don't regularly look at, you fuck up. I'll just have to go over the wash when it dries and then apply another layer of the wash. Hopefully it won't look like it's overlapping, but it usually does. It's always the minute stuff. Oh. Alright, how's that look? Just eyeballing it. I've been playing it for ages, not sure why it popped up now. I don't know, did you reset it? Because it only just like a minute ago been like, Nathan's playing a Jurassic World. It's like, hey, maybe yeah. Nathan is dino, bro. He is indeed. Looking good? Awesome. Yeah. I'm really happy with the null oil effect. That's actually much more solid. I was worried it might clash a little too much with the Reichland parts, but it's actually pretty good. They blend very nicely. I'm not tooting my own horn with that either. That's just a little bit of luck on my end. Yeah, there's a couple of spots I still got to touch up now, though, because I missed that. I need to fix that. And I also need to fix the underside of the gun, because I forgot to hit that with the Balthazar. Thankfully, it seems to be drying quickly, so. I need to apply. Oh. So, well, I'm going to do another layer of Reichland along that red rope, because I didn't do it as thoroughly as I should have, but that's more or less a real quick fix. Yeah, I'm also going to go over again, so I'm going to do like a highlight color as well, with the Averland Sunset Yellow. I think I'm gonna do a little bit of a mixture of the Averland with some Flash Skits Yellow to do like the highlight color. Just a little bit of a dab though, just to really lighten it. I don't want to do like a white mix because I feel like that's gonna give the wrong color mix I want to do. But that's looking sexy as hell if I do say so myself. And the wash is really like make or break a model. Not gonna lie. Don't get me wrong. The base coating is very, very important, but you don't apply the washes right, it can look so fucked. That is looking pretty good. I don't lie. Schmecksy. Yep, very schmecksy. Very, very schmecksy.
Alright, so I'm gonna... Wait, hold on, before I forget, because I'm bound to.
Just applying the wash to the head. And because if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it at all. 'Cause I know.
Hit him. Alright. So, just gotta do the base. I gotta do the touch-ups there. A couple of spots. Otherwise, it's looking really good so far. It's kind of ego. I say that. It's very egotistical to say that, I think. Alright. So, yeah, all said and done. Thank you guys so much for hanging out for the stream. I'm gonna have to wrap up because I have to hit the hay. Yeah, I don't know. I'm back at work this week, so it's a bit weird. I probably won't stream tomorrow because I'm gonna do some stuff when I get home from work. I work the whole week, don't I? Yeah, I work the whole week, so I will have to. Heretic Prince, how you doing? Have a good one. You too, my man. Good to catch you at the very end there. Hope your channel's doing good. Hope your channel's doing very, very good. Very, 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 very good.
You're doing good, pal. Doing good.
But yeah, I'm gonna hit the bed, gonna hit the hay, and I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.